Wasn't there a situation where you and your husband tried to finance a film? And
Well, we didn't try to finance a film. What happened was I was on a reality show called Hollywood Divas.
hmm
Carlos King got me out of that situation. I I had pitched a show through Atlanta about a show called Blackstresses, about five actresses who come together and they create a movie or a television show, and in that process we follow their journey, and that becomes the show. Because I have so much product and no outlet. I When I was signed with Three Arts before that debacle, I was blessed enough to have a deal at Fox. I was with Erwin Stahl, and he took me in handheld into Fox. I got a pilot. At the final hour, the hierarchy at Fox changed, and Peter Roth, who is now one of my biggest fans at the time, I had knots, blonde knots, and he didn't get me. So he recast me with Rose Jackson, my pilot that I created for Fox, and she did it, but it didn't get picked up. She got out the game because she married Big Daddy from Married with Children. So I don't know if any of these names are sounding familiar if you're in '90s trivia. So my show didn't get picked up, but I've been through the process. So when I went through the process for the reality show, um, Carlos asked me, who I got along with, who I didn't, and that's how the cast was created. But of course, not knowing the reality game, I didn't know it was created for the purpose of, you know,
drama.
yeah,
Yeah,
tension drama, yeah.
exactly.
So we ladies all wanted the same thing. We all had a common goal, and that was diversifying our talents. We had all been in this industry long enough to know, some of us more than others, like Countess, who was a producer on her show, The Parkers, thanks to the brilliance of Monique and, their team. They owned a piece, even, of The Parkers. So we did our thing. In the midst of doing our thing, it was really my thing because I was initially cast. TV1 came to me for product. No one else had product. I had about six scripts that I presented to them. One was a witch show, one was, gangster chicks, one was a girls group, another one was just about some chicks and their husbands. I just had I had six complete scripts, and each took a different journey for five women, and they chose the one called the White Sisters. So because the script was already written, they wanted to use it as fodder for the TV show and act like blah 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 blah. But Forrest and I had already written the script, so it was like, okay, well, blah 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 blah. So we blah 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 blah, but we didn't know that the world would think that their blah 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 was the truth. And for some reason, and I say some reason, I guess glibly, because the project, Forrest and I were not given the money. Forrest and I were given the creative power, but not really. I was allowed to be the director. I was not paid to be the director, nor was I paid to act in it. So no contractual agreements had taken place between any of us thus far. So Carlos and Todd Candy's husband, who was also a producer, Todd negotiated 25 G's for us. Todd got on that phone and made it happen, baby. Yes, and he got us 25 G's, no contracts attached, to shoot the script, The White Sister. So we did all the blah blah blah, pretended like we hired Forrest. Forrest had already written the thing. So when we wouldn't sell the finished product, which, mind you, we, like I said, we didn't get the money. We only got artistic control. That was control over what we shot, but we didn't get control over who was cast, as far as the back, like the grips. We didn't get to cast production, and I guess that's not hire production. So he hired production, and this young man who hired production had a history of issues, and he didn't necessarily put all the funds into the project. So a lot of people weren't paid in the end. I still have kids come up to me like, I was on that set, or I did hair, or I did makeup, and this person was supposed to pay. I never heard from that person, And so by the time the project was finished, there was no money. Mm-hmm. All the money had been misappropriated. So they were looking at me like something was wrong with me. So my boy came in and he got it in the end. He did an edit of it. So the 5 ladies, myself and the other 4 ladies, would not look like imbeciles, because the producer and one of the ladies who wanted to be a producer and claimed to be a producer had misappropriated all our funds. So they came to us after the project is done, and TV One comes to Forrest and I, and the young man who put money into us having an edit and the reason why it was able to be viewed. And they offered us $2,500 for all rights.
Wow.
So I don't know much about nothing, but I know that $2,500 is nothing.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'd been down that yellow brick road before. When I told you I did the deal with Fox. And I know easy come, easy go. And sometimes just take the money and make the product, and that will jumpstart your career. And I learned that firsthand from Bentley Kyle Evans, my boss on Family Time, who told me a story of how that's what he had to do to get his first project, or that girl, Love That Girl, on. He did it for free. The first few episodes he gave away. That shit hit so hard, they couldn't pay him enough to do more. So I had to allow my husband to live that journey on his own. And so that's what I did. So the next season coming back, there we have it. See, people don't like in Hollywood people that have minds. They want you to do what they tell you to do. And when you don't do that, you get penalized. So the next season coming back, I got portrayed as public enemy number 1. I was considered some kind of liar. Biblical references that I looked up were misinterpreted, so it looked like even God thought I was a liar. It was like the ladies all conspired against me, and then got scared because they found out that I had the rights to the property because I'd written it, and I had proof that I'd written it because I'd submitted it before I even knew who they were. I'd submitted projects. And once they realized that, then they tried to come back and play both ends and get me to go against the others. So when I remotely thought about doing it, because they told me they'd done it, it was just so much mess and so much money and all these numbers being thrown around. And I just screamed and went crazy and said, look, bitches, I'm not playing these money grubby games. Let's be real. And when I went kayfabe on reality show, they all ganged up on me and made it seem like they wanted to fight me and kick my ass. I'm from Cleveland, BI. And I'm sitting here like, okay, if you tell me I'm supposed to be the bad guy, like my husband was like, tell me I'm supposed to be the bad guy, then I won't kayfabe on you. Then I'll keep the image. I'm an actor. I can be a damn good villain as you tried to make me be, my whole career. So I didn't have a problem playing the villain, but don't let me know. I felt like I was on punked all the time. I'd show up and, my godmother is a transsexual woman. So I'd show up and it'd be a transsexual woman trying to holler at my husband. Hell yeah, bitch, I'm gonna go the fuck off, because to me, you just another bitch trying to holler at my motherfucking husband. And I'd be set up for that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What a bitch can do to get some love in this bitch? So it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I felt like, what's his name? Ashton Kutcher was about to jump out of every corner. I'd be like, please, what is this reality world?
Yeah.
So they canceled the show and put a hate stamp on the White Sisters, and it really affected my career. Like the lies that they told about me, calling me thirsty. I am thirsty. It says to be so in the Bible, but I'm not. I'm not those things. I'm not the person that they made me out to be. And the people that were doing those things, because I am a child of God, I allowed them to live their lie, because it is not, once again, my job to expose. My job is to uplift as a child of God. So I didn't snitch on nobody. I didn't tell nothing. I don't know, they claim their ancestry means that they got to be up and above board. Well, whose ancestry doesn't? I don't know the ancestry that says you be a liar. What ancestry is that? So I just was like, whatever, racist. So, it affected all of our careers. And, when one bad apple does spoil the whole bunch. So, as talented as, some of us are, myself and Golden, we still get that run, and that's Jesus, that's God, because we, and Countess and Elise, she was smart enough to jump ship off top, but it's just sad that some people would rather fail than see you win. And I seem to affect women that way.